Botanical artists or aspiring botanical artists, watercolour painters or aspiring watercolour painters, this tutorial is for you. I'm going to take you through the process of painting a gorgeous illustration of this oak leaf from start to finish. If you saw my last YouTube video, then you will have seen me painting this leaf already. But lots of you said that you would love to see more tutorials from me here on YouTube, and I thought, well, I've already filmed this, I may as well make it into a tutorial. So here we are, and I hope you enjoy it. Let's get started. Because this tutorial is here on YouTube, I have carefully cropped and cut things in a way that will be helpful for you to learn from, but made sure that it's not excessively time consuming, so that you can see what you really need to see in real time to help you create a beautiful oak illustration of your own. You can find a link to the reference photo and line drawing in the description below. The first thing to talk about is the colours that we'll be using for this painting. If you have followed my tutorials before, then you will know that I work mostly with a limited palette of just 6 paints. For this oak leaf I am using just 4. New Gamboge, Indanthrene Blue, Permanent Rose and Winsor Lemon. I am also using Rosemary & Co watercolour brushes, they're series 307 in sizes 4 and 2, as well as a Winsor & Newton series 7 size 000 for the finer details. You can find links to all of these materials in the description below too. To start off, I'm mixing a few mixes of some of the base colours that we can lay down on our leaf. You can see here the ones I've created. I've mixed some lovely browns with the New Gamboge, Indanthrene Blue and Permanent Rose, and a bright green with the Indanthrene Blue and Winsor Lemon. The first thing I do when painting a leaf like this is start off by laying down some wet on wet washes across the leaf. This just helps to build up the colour and start to add some variety across the area, as well as starting to show the lights and darks and therefore the shape of the leaf. I make sure to leave white paper showing where the leaf is catching the light, as this means that we have some lovely highlights that will help us to have all of the tonal values from white up to completely dark and almost black in our painting. On a leaf like this, I tend to work on one half at a time. The trick for a wet on wet technique is to make sure that the paper is glistening with water when you begin to apply paint. If you're struggling with this technique, it's almost certainly because you have too little water laid down. Sometimes puddles can also be tricky if you lay down too much water, as the paint tends to sit on the surface of the water rather than settling into the fibres of the paper. If this happens, you can just place a slightly drier brush into the area of water and the water will reabsorb. I am also thinking about the veins at this stage too, and starting to add some indications that these are present as I work. I'll let you watch this part of the painting process progress in real time with some music now, and I'll be back to talk you through the next steps. lovely wash of watercolour down across your whole leaf, we can start to deepen the colours and add in some subtle details. Rather than working on the entire half of the leaf now, we are going to work in slightly smaller sections, the areas that are defined by the main veins arising from the centre of the leaf. I'm using a variety of mixes of browns from my palette. It doesn't matter too much which you use, but try and match the reference photo as best you can. I'm adding some of the imperfections as well, and also thinking about the light catching the leaf and the undulations that arise from the veins. Remember to not work on a section immediately adjacent to one that is wet. That's why you can see me working in different areas across the leaf, because I'm allowing time for the paint washes to dry. Once again, I'm going to let this play for a little while so you can watch me paint the leaf. I'll be back to talk you through adding in some more details in just a moment. So next I move on to painting the stalk. It's just nice to get that bit finished. I'm using a dark brown that I have mixed with New Gamboge, Indanthrene Blue and Permanent Rose. The mix has quite a lot more indanthrene in it to get that really, really rich colour. We can also add a little bit of colour, I'm using New Gamboge, to the main vein running down the centre of the leaf. Finally, I am going to add some more detail to the leaf. Here I am working to capture the smaller veins across the leaf, as well as adding in any imperfections that you might be able to see. I'm using my Winsor & Newton size 000 for this, and a soft brown colour, but I am going to change this up depending on the area that I'm working on. My main technique for this is to add some detail with a small brush, and then blend it out with a clean, damp brush, normally my size 2, to soften the harshness of the line. I keep doing this across the entire surface of the leaf until I have added sufficient detail that I'm happy with. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Please let me know how you got on in the comments below, and make sure you like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos and tutorials. I'll see you very soon.